Hello everyone, I'm here to come forth about the fact that I have looked at the leaks for Sunday. Voluntarily this time, because last time it was not voluntary. Uh, my friend would not shut up about how he's great and he got buffed, like Sunday. So here I am with all the calculations. In this video, we will be talking about Sunday's V3 kit, his energy requirements using different light cones, as well as his rotations with Jing Yuan specifically. Hi, hello, I'm a Jing Yuan main, ha ha ha. But my video will also include Jing Yuan at E0, but also at E4, because E4 is kind of significant when Sunday is in the picture. So here we are. Let's get right into it. Sunday's energy requirement, right? I calculated almost everything. But the main takeaway is that if you have his S1 and you have his energy regen rope on, you will not have any energy problems, right? Here he's wearing Lukasha, ERR, and his signature Lycone. And yeah, he gets his ult up first turn and fourth turn. For if he doesn't have Lukasha, it doesn't really matter if you have his signature, because you're over capping a little bit with his signature and Lukasha. So yeah, that's fine. Now the main concern comes from the fact that people don't want to pull on his light cone. I highly suggest you do. And side note that this is a very personal, opinion, right? I'm not the arbiter of truth and facts. I'm just a person. But a lot of people are debating E1 S1 now because his E1 got buffed significantly. In my personal opinion, I think Sunday's S1 is more significant because that makes him SP positive to the point where he generates more SP points than Sparkle, right? I think that is extremely valuable. I think you should get his S1. But if you don't want to, there are ways of making it work. Bronya's Lycone works. However, the only problem is that by the time it's turn 4, you are not going to have his ult up again. He needs to be hit at least once by the enemy. Now, that is very unideal, right? Very unideal. And this will continue for every single cycle, which means after turn 1, you're depending on Ring to get your ult up again. Highly not recommended, but it can work if you plan on playing around this downside. Unless you have E3 Bronya's Lycone. If you only care about the energy requirement, which I don't think you should, Bronya's Lycone S3 really does the job well. Now, I've done the energy calculations when Sunday is starting from 0 energy, and the calculations are really bad because he overcaps like crazy. If you start from 0 energy, he will have his ult up by turn 3, which is not great, and that's the same for every type of build. So I guess this is their, MiHoYo's way of telling us don't start from 0 energy, right? Just have more energy. Okay, this is the calculations for Jing Yuan and Sunday. In this case, it's E0 Jing Yuan, E0 S1 Sunday. In terms of rotation, it shouldn't make a difference if you have Bronya's Lycone E3. Just keep that in mind. If you don't have Bronya's Lycone S3, you're not going to be able to do his rotations properly anyway. So that's why I just didn't include S0 because it doesn't matter, right? Like, you can't get his ult up by turn 4. You're going to have to waste an entire turn, right? Let's get into it. Turn 0, Jing Yuan is going to use his technique, and then he's going to receive 65 energy from the MOC, and his trace gives 15 energy, which means that he's going to start with 6 stacks of Lightning Lord and 80 energy in total. Turn 1, he will use his skill, and he will gain 30 energy. Now that means 8 stacks of Lightning Lord and 110 energy. That when he is action advanced by Sunday, turn 2, he can use his skill or normal attack. This is huge because it means that you can get 1 additional SP for, I don't know, your support needs, or you want to do something else, right? I think this is pretty huge. It depends. If you want to use your skill to increase his stack, the Lightning Lord stack, you can do that, but I think normal attacking is totally fine. So after that, after he skills or normal attacks, the Lightning Lord will attack. It will attack, and then after that, I would use Jing Yuan's ult. And the reason why I am ulting afterwards is because I really don't want to waste his the 3 stacks that we're gonna get from the ult when we already reached 8 Lightning Lord stacks. If you're normal attacking, it's totally fine to ult before Lightning Lord attacks, but if you are skilling, then you should ult after Lightning Lord attacks. This is like your choice, right? You can do whatever you want based on your needs. Now for turn 3, you're gonna skill again, but note that you're getting Sunday's ult on turn 3. There's 2 reasons why I'm not ulting on turn 2 of Jing Yuan. First is the energy, right? I don't want to waste the 40 energy. And B, I don't want to waste a buff from his S1, right? The S1 buff, I think it's the damage increase stackable, it ticks down on the DPS's turn. So I'm just capitalizing both of those at the same time. Normally, if there was no overcap of energy, it would be viable to use your ult on turn 2. Anyways, it's a moot point. Okay, let's move on. I don't think people care this much about the specific rotations. Anyways, turn 3 happens, and then you get his energy from the ult, and then the Lightning Lord stack will be 8 if you skill, and then now you have 75 energy. Turn 4, action advanced by Sunday. You can skill to get 10 stacks, and then get 105 energy. This means that you are perfectly set up to ult next turn. So it seems to me that his kit works super smoothly with Sunday. Like, he rarely overcaps on his energy a lot. Like, the most that you're going to overcap is turn 2. And then it just works. It just works. And the fact that Jing Yuan has the capability to normal attack in the beginning really opens up the flexibility of what kind of supports he can use. Now, here on the right side, I've written out all the buffs you're getting from the Eidolons and stuff like that. I don't know if people will be interested, but I'll just quickly just go over that. The rotation, it doesn't really matter, so I'm just gonna hide this. Now, this is the total breakdown of all the buffs that Jing Yuan will get. So by the time it's turn 2, when he's action advanced by Sunday, he's gonna receive 20% crit rate from his talent, which lasts 3 turns, but it doesn't really matter because this only matters when you have Sunday's E6. 50% damage increase from the talent, which lasts 2 turns. 80% damage increase from his skill, which lasts 2 turns, and 15% damage increase stackable from his S1. And this is E0 S1, by the way. Just, I hope it's clear. I'm talking about E0 S1. All right, for the third turn of Jing Yuan, we're gonna ult. So this is the additional buffs that are gonna be cast on him. 30% of Sunday's critical damage plus 12% critical damage from the ult, which lasts 3 turns, and 1 SP from his S1, and 30% damage increase stackable from his S1. Now that's a lot. Like, these buffs have not disappeared yet, right? Like, these buffs are still in effect, right, while the ult comes in. So it's pretty insane. Next turn, so turn 4, action advanced by Sunday, the critical rate talent, the one thing to note is that the 50% damage increase from the talent disappears, but everything stays the same, and you get his 1 SP refund from the ult, and so on and so on. It's crazy. It's actually crazy how much SP positive this man is. And this is why. Okay, so this is why I think skill points are going to be extremely important in the upcoming meta. There's no reason why they would give him so much SP positive characteristics when SP doesn't matter, right? Like, I'm sure that the servants or summons in the future will be using SP. And I think this is why Sunday being SP positive is something that is being emphasized in his kit right now, and also his icon, right? So again, this is why I say you should probably get his S1 instead of E1. Let's look at his E1. So his E1 specifically gives the 20% defense shred to Jing Yuan, and then 40% defense shred to Lightning Lord. That's it. And it lasts 2 turns, which means it has 100% uptime. It's great. Like, I'm not saying this is a bad Eidolon. I think it's great, but I don't know if it's better than having like SP positive characteristics when you can squeeze in another harmony, right? Are we forgetting that we can comfortably use 2 harmony characters in his comps because of his SP positiveness? You know, like, another harmony can do more than his E1. Like, his E1 is not so broken that it's not something that other harmony characters or other support characters can provide. So yeah. Anyways, so that's it for S1. So that defense shred gets added to every time he uses his skill. Now, for all the buffs from E1 still happens. So I'm just going to skip over that. One thing that is unique about E2 is that he's going to grant 2 SP for his first alt. Now, okay, let's move on to the rest of his kit. Okay, 2+ SP for his first alt, and Jing Yuan will get the 30% damage increase. Now, let's stop here for a moment. Why are they giving him SP? Like, look, you guys, I'm not stupid. You guys are not stupid either. There's a reason why they're just pumping SP into our mouths. Like, all the servants and summons are going to be very SP intensive in my personal opinion. Like, it looks like it from his kit design, right? So please get his S1, please. Like, this is like my agenda. Please get his S1. It's really worth it just looking at his kit, right? And in my personal opinion, again, his E2 is kind of underwhelming. I really want the +2 SP to be built into his kit permanently, not just for his first alt, but for the rest of his, you know, alts, like permanently +2 SP whenever he alts. And I think that would be broken. I think that would be as broken as Robin's E1. I truly think so. Being so SP positive is going to be game breaking, and I want it to be, because Robin's E1 is game breaking. Come on, let's go, you guys. Look, miHoYo, I believe in you. Anyways, so the rest of the buffs are the same, right? But look at the amount of buffs that this man gives, right? It's actually insane. Like, if you can invest to even E1, it would be crazy. But again, S1 first, please. S1 first. Let's move on to Jing Yuan's E4. You may ask, what is his E4? Basically, you get 2 energy per Lightning Lord stacks whenever Lightning Lord attacks. It was a very irrelevant Eidolon before Sunday, because Lightning Lord only attacks once per turn, so it was very underwhelming to get 20 energy per turn. For E4, I don't know about that. Now, because Sunday allows Lightning Lord to attack more than once per turn, it's a very interesting Eidolon. Not in a way that it increases like damage output significantly, but it changes the rotation quite a bit. So let's actually go through it. Turn 0, turn 1, and turn 2 is exactly the same as E0. One thing to note is that the energy gained by E4 is kind of wasted on turn 2. It overcaps. It's an anti-synergy that you see only on turn 1, because you have enough energy on turn 1. Why? Because of his trace. But whatever, it's fine. So on turn 2, after Lightning Lord attacks, Jing Yuan's gonna ult. He's gonna get 5 energy back. And on turn 3, he's gonna get buffed by Sunday's ult, which grants him energy. He will skill, which means he will have 75 energy. Next turn, when he's action advanced by Sunday, he will use his skill, which means that his Lightning Lord stack will be 10, which gives him 20 energy in the next turn. This allows Jing Yuan to normal attack here on turn 5. So if you look, he can normal attack turn 2, he can normal attack turn 5, and he can also normal attack on turn 8. This functionally means that Jing Yuan is able to normal attack so much more, to the point that his SP usage goes down quite a bit. And so this makes his team compositions insanely more flexible, right? I don't think you should be focusing on E4 being this like large damage increase, but rather comfiness with rotation. If you need to heal, you can heal instead of like ruining your rotation. And if you want to squeeze in another harmony that is a little bit more SP intensive, you're able to do so. So this is I think pretty significant if you already have E4. Now, is it worth getting if you don't have E4? Not sure, but it does show us that, you know, when you have Sunday and his SP positive tendencies with Jing Yuan, who's become a lot less SP intensive with his E4, beginning to look like that he will be able to use another Harmony character that might be a little bit more SP intensive. I think this is good. Is it E4 good? I don't know, but it's definitely good. But yeah, I hope it made sense. I like this is my first time making a theory craft video, right? I've never liked the character so much, like enough for me to do these calculations. But I love Sunday and I love Jing Yuan, so I tried my best. So hopefully this was helpful for those who are a little bit confused about how the rotations will go and what buffs need to be, you know, applied when. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. One thing that I'm a little bit underwhelmed by is his Eidolons 2 and 6. For Eidolon 4 is always underwhelming for every single character, so I'm just gonna try to like not focus on it too much. But his E2 is very underwhelming. I think his SP regeneration should occur every single time he ults, not just the first time. And I think that's stupid. Like the fact that it's only the first turn, it's very, very stupid. We have broken Harmony character Eidolons everywhere. This is not broken enough. Like, very underwhelming. And his E6 is incredibly underwhelming too. So, I don't know. His E6 needs to be changed completely. It's not good. I still have hope that they're going to change it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.